Be Frank Network.
Welcome to Happy Never After, soon to be renamed. Maybe you can come up with a new name for me. I know.
Why don't you like Happily Never After?
Happy Never After because everybody says happily never after. A. B. It's gone through a couple of evolutions. I've broken up with a couple of hosts, had rough breakups.
Right.
Yeah. And I'm not that person anymore that was the first host. I've evolved, so I want to do something different, something bigger. I want to have I want it to be about getting over hardships and being triumphant and following your dreams, even if it's not about money.
Got it.
And I've had some pretty sick guests.
Yeah. What was the original name?
Happy Never After, because I've been divorced a few times.
Let's talk about that. I'm sure there's a pattern. And it's hell, let's blame it on our partners. But maybe it has something to do with you.
Oh, for sure. I always have
Seems to me
them.
you're very combative. You're just
First
like a
of all,
superhero.
You
like to fight.
Late. Check mark point off, Sergio.
For real.
Wait a minute.
Strike one.
You guys, Sergio Chicon's here. Marshall Grupp was like, please have Sergio back. He's so funny. I was like,
Appreciate
I really don't
you,
think.
Marsh.
I don't think so.
No, I don't
but
like Marsh. I like Marshall. I call him by his full name. You try to shorten that up, but it doesn't sound right.
I know it's Marshy. Once you get to know him, it's Marshy.
Yeah, Marshy's fun. But I said Marsh, and I was like, what am I doing? I just named him. I just say, hey, Swamp Thing. Swamp Man. No, Marshall's nice. I like Marshall. And Marshy, once I get comfortable.
Yeah, once you get comfortable.
You'll
get comfortable.
I gotta get a little comfy before I go into Marshy.
Yeah. Marshall's probably my longest friend, and I've had him for, a year.
That's not easy.
Oh, shit. I am really tough to get along with.
No, yeah. How is that?
I don't know. I expect a lot from my friends. I do.
Like being on time.
I actually don't care that you were late.
Yeah.
I really don't.
Yeah, I care more. I was like,
I know you were like, I'm late. I'm like,
I didn't say
chill,
I'm late.
bro.
I said I'm running a few minutes behind. I try to soften it up. Running a few minutes behind.
And I'm like, I don't give a fuck. I'm peeing.
How do you pee in that outfit? She's wearing like a superhero outfit. She's like Wonder Woman in her prime. Is there like a little square in the back with two buttons?
Okay, so.
Is that one piece or it's separate?
Okay, so you motherfucking Puerto Ricans, okay? Let me just talk. So I'm dating one, and he told me, I don't like it. Okay, I have gigantic boobs. Okay, I'm just saying it. It's just how they are. Okay, that's it. I can't do a lot with them. I can't hide them. So he was like, I don't like it when you have your sports bra.
Why does he talk like that?
Okay.
He doesn't talk like that. Stop trying to emasculate this guy. He doesn't talk like that, I'm sure.
He doesn't.
Mara, are you going out today with the big boobs? Leave the big boobs at home, please. Don't it? Why you gave him like a Mexican twang little man thing.
Have one at all. No, he's not. I know. That was wrong. I just was like a bitchy boy. So I was like, I can't do anything with him. So this was my solution.
Well, he's a little jealous.
No, well, probably. It's probably that's the real reason.
Mm-hmm.
But he said it's because I look more professional with a long sleeve, with a covering everything up. I was like, well, I'm uncomfortable.
Right.
Plus, athletes are we're different about our bodies.
Yeah, you're comfortable. You're confident. You don't even think about those things.
Yeah, they're just tits.
We move around different.
Yeah. I don't care. They're boobs. Whatever. It's just part of the body.
Right.
Even my sister, she never do you have siblings?
Yes.
Did
My sister has small boobs. She has a big old booty and small boobs.
Did she?
Let's make that clear.
Did you guys change in front of each other?
By accident, that shit will happen. But, when it happens, it's like you remember the beauty mark. Oh, God. Shit that you don't want to, I remember
nipple.
I was way too old and I might have walked in on her and there's a beauty mark somewhere. And it's just like it's in a memory. It's in the memory bank forever and ever.
Ah, God, yeah. My sister never has changed in front of me. She like hides away
Mm-hmm.
and changes, and I'm always like trying to get in the room. I'm like,
You
come
walk-
on, get comfortable.
So you're
We're
walking
the same
around.
parts.
So you're like real comfortable being naked.
Real comfortable.
So yeah, you're walking around with nothing but dirty ankle socks. Like,
yeah.
like open the door with your hand and a loose ass bun, just asking where the yogurt is at.
Yes.
Where's the yogurt? I bought yogurt.
It is a loose bun. Dave calls it my ninja bun.
Yeah, they're very, it's a cool loose bun.
Yeah.
You're just chilling
My hair's
with.
always dirty, so I just tie it.
You're pulling on the doorknob while she's covering all her privates.
Yeah. And I'm like, come on, let me touch him.
And the more someone's resistant towards that, the more you want to fuck with them.
I know.
Is she younger or older?
She's older. She's 3 years older.
And that's funny that she's older. It's like, more like, come here, sissy.
Well, I don't
It's
want my
adorable.
niece to be like ashamed of her body,
Yeah.
which she's not, but
Right.
I mean, she's a little prudy, but also I'm like way out there, so I need to find a balance.
Right. Maybe between mama and her titi, she'll find the balance that she needs.
Yeah, maybe.
That
I
she
don't know.
needs, not what you want for her. You're very controlling of what you want for someone else's child.
I didn't say shit to you
kidding,
yet. But I do have things that I want you to change. Have you ever broken up with a chick? Have you had like a lost love?
Yes, I have. So I was a bit of a coward. If I was in a bad relationship that I didn't like, I would do everything in my power for them to break up with me. That's some cowardly shit.
All men do that.
Yeah.
And when I say all men, I'm not saying I'm going to get people writing me on Instagram. I don't do that. Okay, I'm talking about like 98%. You might be in that 2%. So calm the fuck down.
Do you get people like attacking you? Like,
Yeah. I put up this post about AOC because I feel like as a progressive, we get to choose also what we like and what we don't like. I don't have to like 100% of AOC, right? So she posted this thing about trauma because she was talking about how she was raped and
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
She come out with that recently?
Yeah, because she was
really
talking
got the
about
poll numbers up. She
I
said
know. So then she wrote another post and it was like, I'm here for you. The community's here for you. And I was like, this feels like in the or like
very
in
Sarah
church.
McLachlan.
Yeah, very manipulative. And I was like,
Well, she's a
"Can we-"
politician, and I'm sure it's happened. I mean, if she says it happened, but they know how to play the game. They know how to place.
It is a game.
It's not gonna all come out up top. It's gonna be, and she's great at what she does. I love her.
I do. I like her a lot.
But yeah, you're probably not wrong when you say she knew what to lay that shit on. Like,
Yeah,
bang, here we
yeah.
go.
It's like in church when they have music on
Yeah.
and you're like, oh yeah, I'll give money. Oh yeah, I'm crying. And then if they took the music out, you'd be like, this shit's whack.
Yeah, she needed a little personal drama
Yeah.
to really pull in the people,
Yeah.
which is great to share. But a lot of times politicians know when exactly to do it. Like you might do that shit on the first date. Well, I've been raped, so she knows how to do it.
Let's
she
get
knows
all
what
the
to
things out of the way. Yeah, I feel like men do that. They do the cowardly thing where they push it off and then they just piss off the woman until she's fiery mad. And then after that, you get the whole, that bitch was crazy. And it's like, no, I'm sorry. You made her that way.
So I would attempt to do that early on. And if it wasn't happening that way, I would get the confidence to finally say, I'm just not into this anymore. It happened like once or twice where I had to break up like that. Like, I'm just not into it. I'm not in love anymore.
Like, why'd she have bad breath?
No. It was, I just fell out of it. I think I was just very distracted by a bunch of new things in my life. And I was just ready to move on. It was like a 2-year relationship. And
2 years?
yeah.
That's a long time for a comic.
Yeah, in my mid-20s when I first started comedy. So
Oh,
comedy,
that's why.
it definitely has something to do with it. I was experiencing so many different things at such a fast rate.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was, I did the sad thing about it. Well, not the sad thing. I mean, she was very supportive and there from the beginning. But when we were breaking up, she would say some mean shit. She's like, oh yeah, you think you're going to make it with your amateur set? Like she said shit like that. I was like, that's very comedian of you. You know how to like get me. Like that shit hurt.
I do that with he'll like take some jabs at me, and I'm like,
He takes jabs at your comedy?
not at my comedy.
Okay.
He'll take jabs at the fact that I've been married a bunch. And I'm like, do you want to go down this road? Because I can open up that side of me, and you don't want it. I
Right.
was like, so don't.
How many times have you been married?
3.
Okay. So you're almost up there with Pat Dixon. Pat,
Yeah, but
isn't he a comic that's been married a bunch too?
a lot.
I feel like I've heard that.
Yeah. Well, I think he keeps putting him in the studio apartment with him. I think we don't know anything about separation of space here.
And he's like, this room is for my suits. Don't go in this room.
Do not go in the suit
Do
room.
not go in this room.
It
It's full of my
stinks.
suits.
I never wash them.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Is he still married?
I have no idea.
I haven't talked to him in a long time.
Yeah, I haven't.
He's not really in my crowd.
Yeah, I haven't seen him.
Yeah. Yeah, I got married a bunch. I got married when I was young. That felt good. That one felt good until he was a little bit of a cokehead, got kind of abusive.
Yeah.
Then I married someone because he was hot. That only lasted 17 days.
Wait, 17 days?
Yeah. And then...
Was that like a Vegas? That sounds very Vegas-y.
No, that one was the big wedding.
No way.
Yeah.
Wait, how long did you guys know each other?
Not long enough. Like, we were both...
We
he
knew
was,
each other 6 hours. We got married 17 days later.
He qualified for the Olympics for a triathlon.
Oh, wow.
I was his trainer.
Oh, wow.
But then I was also cycling, and I got hit by another car, and so I got taken out of the game. And then we had to like talk.
Wait, you said triathlon?
He was in triathlons.
Yeah.
Yep. I did triathlons just for fun with him.
Wow.
Yeah, that's actually how he picked me up. He was like, I think I could smoke in a triathlon. I was like, let's go tomorrow.
Mad competitive.
Yeah.
Like that. You didn't even blink.
No,
Let's
I
go
was like,
tomorrow.
let's go.
Pick you up.
Yeah.
Tie your shoelace. Never breaking eye contact. We could do this tomorrow.
I'm 100% in my brain. I'm like, I'm gonna lose, but don't back down.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No fucking
because he's
way.
6'5".
Yeah.
There's no way I would have won that.
Right.
And then the last one I married, well, I guess. And then we just didn't. That wasn't my longest marriage, but that was because we didn't get divorced. Because neither of us. I wanted health insurance.
So you married him for health insurance, which is not a bad thing. Like if you love the person, that's a cool benefit. Like you got health insurance on top of that.
I
Like,
didn't
I'm
marry him for health insurance, but that's why I didn't divorce him right away.
That's how you hung on. Hung on for a long time.
He lived somewhere else at that.
Yeah.
I was like, can we just keep doing
You know,
this?
health.net, the system is down. So I'm just hoping that maybe you could, carry me along.
What is
I'll give
that?
you some virtual sessions while you're in Portugal.
Oh yeah,
wherever
he was a
lives.
professional fighter too. So
MMA or boxing?
Muay Thai.
Okay.
He got paid to do it. So that's yeah. Real chaotic.
What, with him or three? What do you say real chaotic?
Okay, so
Like marriage is real chaotic or with a Muay Thai guy?
I just feel like, okay, so you're married now.
Yes.
Okay.
Look.
Blang. Blang. How long
I
have
never
you been
wear.
married?
So since the pandemic, I took off this ring and I just started putting it back on because I think I just forgot to put
Women
it
are
back
getting
on.
thirsty?
No, not even that. No, it's just like I just stopped wearing it because I was home so much more.
Oh.
And we got like little rinky-dinky cheap rings. We just did like, her ring is the color of your outfit. It's like a wonder. She got like a He-Man ring that she picked out. It's fucking ugly. My wife's ring is ugly. It's like $26 ring. This has little owls on it. It's cute, but mine is way better than her ring. Like I don't blame her for not wanting to wear her ring.
My second husband, the hot idiot, so we had this whole Irish.
So you're trying to say the other two are ugly?
Yeah.
Because you make it abundantly clear that the hot one, the triathlon.
I mean, it was just like he was incredibly attractive.
What makes a hot guy? Chiseled face features?
I don't know what his face looked like. He was 6'5", so.
But he was ripped.
Oh
like
my
a
God.
lean body.
His
He
shoulders.
used to talk like this. He's like, yeah, I got 4% body fat.
Just, yeah.
Was he intense like that? Was he always like hyper aware because he was always eating apples and oranges?
He would eat so much meat constantly. Sandwich meat. I don't know. I don't eat meat, so I'm like, what is it called?
Cold cuts.
Yes. Yeah.
That's high sodium.
Well, he ran and he was doing an Ironmans. So,
Yeah.
He was.
I'm like judging because he ate like boar's head, and I'm like that. I'm not impressed anymore. The fact that he did Spartan Ironmans and ultra marathons, I'm like, oh, he's a disgusting pig, man.
He is.
But I like boar's head too. Thinly sliced. I'm annoying at the deli line. Thinly sliced, please. My name becomes Ethel when I'm on the line. Can I get that thinly sliced? I take off my mask. Thinly sliced. Thank you.
Why?
Roberto's not here. He does it thin. He cuts my ham very thin. Where's Roberto? Because I just want to see through my hand.
Why?
I don't know. I like the way it feels like when you bite into the sand. I don't want no thick ham and a bit of plastic in there. No, thin slice. You know what I'm saying? They get reckless, thick ham, thinly cut
I've been really
ham.
into marshmallows lately.
What are you, child? How old are you?
I know.
Marshmallows are good.
So good. But I think they make you a little gassy. But anyway.
Speaking of gas, I almost took a shit on myself the other day before a set. Because I haven't gotten up in so long, and then I ate a whole bundle of asparagus, because this is the kind of healthy I eat.
Yeah.
Like, I'll just buy a bunch of healthy shit.
Yeah.
And then it's about to expire, then I eat it all within that 12-hour frame. So I ate a bundle of asparagus, dumped the olive clove in the pan, virgin oil, cooked it up. I was being arrogant because I was eating healthy in front of my daughter and my wife, so I'm walking around my peacock feathers out like, yeah, you pigs. Like, that's what I'm thinking about my family, because I'm like, oh, that's what you're going to eat? Meat? Look at this asparagus bundle. I cut the blue rubber band, threw it in the trash.
Yeah.
And they didn't want any. And I cooked it up, and I ate the whole bundle. Then my wife made chili.
Did you wash it?
Yeah, I washed it.
Okay, good.
Look. I washed. It's supposed to be sandy and grainy, right? So I ate the whole bundle, and it might have been a day older than you eat it. So I ate that, and then my wife made chili. And I had chili with bread, like in butter. Like buttered bread.
Oh,
toasted.
Gluten? Full of gluten?
Yeah. So,
Yum.
So I'm going in, and I went to the bathroom like 5 times before the set. Now, there's a couple of different things going on here, right?
Uh-huh.
I haven't been up in months, Then I want to do well, like, because you start thinking about who might be there. I'm not going to blow up the spot, but it was at a gym, mad illegal. I'm not going to tell you what gym it is. Millions of gyms in the city. That shit was underground. Yo, let me tell you, it was real irresponsible.
Really?
Felt good to be naughty. I went in there. Listen, a few masks were worn, a few were hanging off the ears. Okay, let's be real. And, it took the temperature. But I went in there and I did a spot. I felt good because the people now are so appreciative of stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
It was almost too easy. I got to say that. I felt good, but I wasn't remembering shit. I was going into the bits, and I had the newer shit I felt real good about. I was enthusiastic. The older shit, I felt like, oh, this is what I'm going to close with. A little, and they felt that thing because it was like good, and then it was, it was good. It was
well,
great.
It's your presentation of it also. If it's your presentation.
Yes.
If you're enthusiastic about it.
Right. So it was naughty, man. It was really I think I even smoked America's Spirit afterwards. Like, I was a dirtbag.
Maybe that's why you had rumbly in the tumbly, because you're like, oh my God, we're so naughty.
Yeah. So this is the way I'm thinking. I went to the bathroom like 4 times before the spot. And then I'm on my way and I get the goosebumps. Did I talk about this on my last?
Like the cold sweats.
I feel like this guy shits a lot, and I do. But I feel like I talked about it on the last podcast. But it's a problem because I ran to my mother's house. I didn't want to do it at the spot because I knew it was a small gym, and I envisioned like a studio and then a bathroom, like right by the studio. Like, I'm gonna blow it up. And there's a bunch of patrons in there.
Dude,
I run to my mom's house, and thank God, so I had the goosebumps, the sweat beads, with the mask on.
What did your mom say? Was she like?
She laughed at me.
Oh God.
She's like, "Where you going?" I said, "I got a show." She's like, "Oh, wear your mask. Here, you need some hand sanitizer." I was like, "Yes."
So you guys are close.
Yeah, we're cool.
Okay. I had a spot in Texas where the only bathroom was like right in the middle of the showroom.
Recently?
No.
Okay.
And I had issues with something that I ate earlier.
Yeah.
And this guy was talking to me and he's like, I drove an hour and a half to see you. And I was like, mm-hmm. And I just kept crossing my arms and I was like, I have to go to the bathroom.
Oh, man.
So
Is
bad.
it tough? Do you find it tough to like, do you? I don't want to talk to people before the set.
No, I don't.
Come on, like that's nice. That's nice that he did the drive.
Yeah.
And I'm just super appreciative. But I don't want to talk to you. Like I don't want you to see me until I get on stage. Then maybe we could talk afterwards. Even then, it's tough for me.
Yeah, I don't want to be talked to right before or like within 15 minutes. I need to have like 15-minute
To
buffer.
decompress.
Yeah, and then a few minutes after, I need like a second. Like I would like to have a drink maybe,
Yeah.
like chill out, be
Right.
quiet, think about my mistakes,
Right.
and then I'll talk to people. I'm not very good with strangers
Yeah.
anyway.
I'm surprised by that. You seem like you got this flow, but it's different once you get off the stage.
Yeah.
It's different.
It's different, and here we have mics.
That's true.
We also are the same people.
Right.
Because we're comics, so we
Right.
speak the same language.
How
Regular.
about this an annoying comic? I haven't had one of those in a long time. You know the newer guys who've been doing it for like 15 minutes?
Yes.
And they're cocky? You know, as soon as I go in, he's like, oh, those Jordans? So this is what happens when I wear kid
One
sneakers.
pair of Jordans.
Yeah, and he played me. This is funny though. He said, let me see the tongue. And he's like, oh.
Oh!
Yeah, the Jordans I was bragging about 2 weeks ago.
And muscle spasms.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, so the ones I had, they say Nike Air. Yours have the Jordan emblem. And I'm like, what's the difference? He's like, about $1,000. He did something like that. And I was like, are you a homeowner? Or do you live in Staten Island with your parents? I was like, because there's the levels to this shit.
Yeah, yeah. Also, fuck you. Learn your place. There's a hierarchy in comedy. There is. You have to be respectful.
I didn't take it that way, but I did find it funny, and then it kind of annoyed me because he kept like it went on too long, and it was also before the set. Like, you know, I'm telling you, that's what I'm interested in, not this talk. That's what it was more. I started, you know, having visions of me not doing well in front of a bunch of people I knew. You know,
I had a conversation with a new comedian, and he was like, you know, everybody's fun. Like, we're all funny. And I was like, yeah, but we have a measurable, accountable difference. Like, I get paid for it.
I like
so
that.
I was like,
they gotta let them know. And the things you want to be nice, but I understand why, like the veterans, like Todd Barry, you know, those guys are mean to like they're very aloof. You know, and I understand how that happens. I understand how it happens. I've always been nice, but you know, after X amount of years in the game, you realize, oh, this annoying motherfucker is super like golden retriever enthusiastic, and
yeah, I don't think I'm well liked in the. I mean, I think I am, but I feel like maybe I focus on the few people that don't like me.
You gotta cut that shit out.
I know.
Give them that. Yeah, I mean,
I know. I'm like, maybe I'm just not, but I'm like very blunt, and I'm an entrepreneur. Like, most comics are not business savvy. And so when I get.
Yo, you're sharp. Like,
Thank
the other
you.
day I called you, you were like, I have 12 sessions and I'm doing this. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, why?
I know
And
this
then
morning
I felt bad. I was like, I'm out of line by like asking her that question because I'm like, no, she's hustling. And meanwhile, I'm doing one training session under a fruit tree.
I tried to get you involved in the session this morning. Remember I was like, do this Zoom workout with us. Wanted you to do
oh my God. Oh,
the corporate. Yeah, it was today.
Oh my God.
It was today. So
you said to call you and I never did.
You never did. And I was like, I guess he doesn't want it.
I'm really sure my true colors here, right? The first podcast invite on time.
I know,
right?
You were ahead of time.
You were
early.
You were late, actually. No.
We were running. We had an interesting guest.
Yeah, and I totally missed that, so I'm gonna have to jump on the next one.
I mean,
Sergio, there's not gonna be a next one.
Yeah. So this morning I did a Zoom. It was like a lot of employees. It was so fun. The CEO was signed on. She did a quarter of the workout and then passed out, and all you could, like, she didn't pass out, but she like laid down. She goes, I'm gonna puke, and she just laid down, and all you could see was from her thigh down to her feet, and she was just laying there the rest of the time. I was like, no shame.
Yeah,
no shame.
The virtuals are hilarious that way, right? When people just give up and all you see is like a piece of the bun. Or in that case, you just see her thigh, her legs crossed.
I know.
She's unmuted. Just like, oh, fuck, that was tough.
Some of my clients are like, no. I'm like, angle it so I can see you.
I think they do it on purpose.
I know. And then all you see is their like foot come up every once in a while. You're like, no, I don't think you're doing it right. You can't be doing it right.
Yeah. The angle is a big deal. If you're taking a virtual session with your trainer And listen, and you're training as good as Mara, yo, get your money's worth and show the full body. Like, why short yourself?
Yeah. I promise you, it's going to be a better session if you show your whole self. Man,
Absolutely.
the amount of care that I take to make my like home studio so I show all the angles, it's like an hour in the morning just to get everything right.
Right. That's way too long. Like, what the fuck? You should
I
have
gotta look good, you know?
Oh, that's what it is. You gotta be like, I'm gonna wear this shit right here.
I can't breathe, but
I can't breathe, but I feel great. But I look good.
What's the temperature in here?
I'm
I
hot in
won't
here.
pass out. Oh my gosh. Wait. Okay, so we need to take a tiny little pause to talk about my favorite sponsor, Best Fiends. That's friends without the R. It is a game that you play on your handheld, on your mobile device, through Google Play or through Apple. It's awesome. I actually used it last night during the UFC fights because they were doing all those arm bars and I was like, oh my God, they're going to break his arm. I'm going to throw up. And so I was like happily distracted by this awesome game. Seriously, millions of downloads, and you never get bored with it because they always have new updates and tons of awesome characters, so adorable, and everything. It's kind of like a little mental therapy time. So it's just a little math strategy game. You find the pattern, and then you break through the level, and then you move on, and it's pretty awesome. So make sure to download that through Google Play or through Apple. That is Best Fiends without the R. Best Fiends. I love it. So, have you been through any comics, were fucked up? What fucked you up? What's wrong with you? Who hurt you?
I've always enjoyed.
Your uncle diddled you.
No. Listen.
You jealous?
The one.
You wanted him to?
What you said? Diddled you? What's diddle, like molested you?
Yeah. It makes it nicer,
I got to tell you this. Since you're so welcoming and I feel super comfortable with you, I was diddled by my sister's friend, and it happened to be a female, 5 years older than me. And let me tell you something. I like that shit. I know. Like, she was telling me, you want me to stop? I was like 7 or 8.
No.
I was young. She was like 13. And she said, you want me to stop? And I was like, yes, because I knew that was the right thing to say.
Yes.
But I enjoyed that shit. I enjoyed that shit.
You still remember to this day.
I still remember it. I was on the bunk bed.
Bottom or top?
Bottom.
Oh.
Man, but, I remember thinking, and who knows how that, affects you and your relationships present day. I don't know. Maybe it does.
I got bunk beds in my Poconos cabin. You can bring up your wife, replay it. Role play.
I told my wife about it. She looks at me, she says, no wonder you have those issues. I'm like, what issue?
I never got diddled by any, I was an altar server, nothing. I trained Tiger Woods, nothing.
Tiger Woods never came on to you?
No, and I was blonde then.
You were like, oh, I dropped something phooey. Was it before or after?
Before.
Oh, wow. Did you have any inkling?
No. He was so serious in the gym.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well,
it was impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What kind of work were you doing with him?
I don't know. I was just looking at him, I guess. I don't know. No, we did a lot of rotational work.
Oh, got it.
It was just before the Buick Open. You know what? Maybe.
Well, maybe what?
Because it was just before the Buick Open. Why would he hire me for one session?
So what do you think?
Dun, dun, dun. No. Nothing. I got nothing out of that one.
Why you're like, yo, is this being filmed? Because you just went like this with your foot. Like, you just waved your foot like, yep. Swing and a miss.
I just remember as soon as the news came out, I was like, what the fuck? He didn't do anything to me.
Isn't it funny? What's wrong with us? That's all humans, by the way. And I like the fact that you're sharing that. Because it's like, you feel a certain kind of way. Like, this motherfucker is putting his putting his dick in every hole, but I'm out there with my suit.
With my holes out.
With my holes out, jiggling, dropping things, going all fooey, and nothing. He leaves early.
I was walking here with my Wonder Woman suit on from 8th Avenue 3 avenues over, no big deal. And I got hit on, and I immediately went, I'm gonna miss this.
Because the Me Too movement is impressionable.
It's impressionable, and I'm gonna get old. It's gonna stop.
Wait, tell me, how did they hit on you? Like, what are they doing these days?
Oh,
With the
God,
mask on and shit.
This is all they do. We need cameras for this, but they go like this. They're talking like a group of 3 guys.
Yeah, they just stop, right?
And they just stop and they go, whatever. And you're like, I appreciate you.
They go, God. They like mumble to themselves?
Yeah, and then they all just stare at you the entire time. And then you're like, don't break your eye contact with forward. Keep going.
Yeah.
Know that you look good. And then.
Right.
Yeah. And then they go back to
and
the
that
regular
doesn't bother
conversation.
you. If they say something nasty, like dirty, then it's like, back the fuck up. Or you're kind of thick-skinned about it, like whatever.
Yeah, I don't care about that. As long as they don't touch me.
Right.
When I was blonde, they used to touch me.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Because they think a blonde is a little...
They're like, hey, Blondie. And I was like,
hey,
get the fuck off me.
Blondie.
Yeah.
Grabbing you by your elbow. Hey, Blondie.
Yeah. And I was like...
Snowflake. Snowflake. That's some real dirtbag shit. Yo, Snowflake.
Shit. Yeah. One guy said something to me, and then my dog's tail hit his jacket, and he turned around and he started going after my dog. Yeah. And then people are crazy, especially now. Mental health is out of control in New York, especially.
Absolutely.
So I turn around because nobody touches my baby.
What kind of dog do you have?
Border Collie.
Oh,
He's
cute.
so cute. He's so
they look
cute.
a little bit like they look a little bit like collies. They're collies but smaller.
They're
Do they have the pointy ears and they have long hair?
You want me to show you a picture?
Please, because I can't get a picture.
I have 1,000 pictures of him. I post them all the time. You don't see them?
Oh, he is cute. He's handsome.
He's so handsome.
Okay, I didn't know that was a border collie. I'm thinking of a miniature collie.
Yeah, so no, he's a big boy. And I turned around and I was like, what the fuck you gonna do? Because I also meant, like, if someone came after your daughter, you'd be like, that would be it, right? Same thing with my dog. And then the guy backed away and I was like, yeah, that's what I thought. And then I turned on, there was
what the fuck was he gonna do to the dog? Like,
I don't know. But there were police right behind me. And I was like, oh man, I thought I was so tough.
He looked at you, looked at them, and you thought it was all about you. Like,
yeah,
keep it moving.
That's what I thought. And then it was like, no.
Where was this at? Was this in the city?
Yeah, again on 8th Avenue.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy. Right here in Chelsea.
Yo, DM Tiger Woods, man. Be like, yo, what's good?
You want this or not?
Yo, so we're like, what's that called when you just feel the need to want to be
wanted?
Wanted, like.
Okay, so you have an older sister? Older sister. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think that it's like a second child? Because I'm a second child also. Do you think it's like the need for validation?
I don't know, but I was offended. My boy came out the closet. I was in the middle of eating a burrito, and he was like, I just want to tell you I'm bisexual. I was like, what? I was like, you fucking asshole. You never try to fuck me. Like, yo, I'm a good-looking dude. You racist? He's a white guy. I was like, you racist? Son? What's good? Like, you never hit on me. And we've been on, like, long road shows together, late night, talking. I never had any inkling. I was like, what is it about me? And he's like, this is very hard for me. It's a dual life. And I was like, but why? With taco sauce on my chin. But why?
Well, I work out. I look good.
Exactly.
I'm healthy. So what was his reason?
I don't even think he answered. We just laughed about it. But I was like, motherfucker.
There's a scene in Outside Providence. Did you ever see that?
No, I never heard of it.
What? It's a movie from the 80s.
I prefer to read books. I'm more of a documentary and book person. Look. I'm more of a documentary. I'm more of a documentary book person.
You watched the Britney Spears documentary, and that's what you...
Did you hear about what she's going through?
Yeah, I watched the doc, too.
Oh, I heard about it. That's what
you
the
didn't
doc
watch
is about.
it?
No, I just saw like a hashtag or something. She has her money. She has no rights.
She has no rights.
So she shaved her head. They took like everything.
Yeah.
That's dirtbag shit. How is that even allowed?
I know. That's well, they had it shows on the documentary that Mr. Down the Nose didn't watch yet. It's on FX, everyone.
Okay.
But she went crazy because some paparazzi came up. That's when she did the umbrella thing too.
Yeah. It's classic shit.
Dude, I would do the same thing. Every single thing, every choice that she made that was a little nutty was called for.
Right.
If you think about it, some senator said that if they had a chance to shoot her, it was a woman. If they had a chance to shoot her, they would.
Yeah, it's just wild.
That's insane.
Yeah, it's insane. It's
Women
wild.
are awful to
Yeah.
each other. We're awful to each other.
Yeah, it's super dirtbag.
Sorry. I'm important.
I thought that was your alarm to move your Volkswagen Beetle.
I have a truck, thank you.
Do you? We should trade vehicles. I have a Fiat.
Are you serious?
I have a Fiat. And you know what color it is? Brown. I'm like a little shit emoji
You are
zipping up and down Fifth Avenue.
No wonder no one wants to hire you.
I'm busy. No. Correction, I stay busy.
Listen, I got sessions up the ass under my fruit tree, okay?
I got sessions up the ass on the bike lane on Fifth Avenue. Okay?
Yeah, I have a truck. That's why I have
Yeah,
a truck.
well, you know what? Mine is much more economical and responsible.
Yeah, you could put your little skateboard in the back of my truck one day, and then you don't have to use any
good
gas
luck
at all.
finding parking and good luck paying for gas. That's how you do 25 Zoom classes a day. For your gas.
I know. That's what I know. I was like, oh my gosh, it's getting expensive.
So it's this little Fiat, and my wife bought it. She did it all the way. I said, if you want a car, you have to do all the legwork. So she met somebody in Connecticut, other woman, and she's like, I don't want to give away my baby. And
Oh
she
my
took the car.
gosh.
It's super tiny. Yo, we find parking everywhere.
Yeah.
It's fucking adorable and ridiculous. It's a little ridiculous. So I put my dog in the front. I have a pet named Curry, and it's like I drive this little Fiat. And to even make it so I paint a better picture for you, I'm scared to drive. So I drive it like this.
Why are you scared to drive?
I'm not scared to drive, but I'm not exactly comfortable because I just haven't done it in a while. I'm getting better, but the first couple of times I went on the road with it, I was like that, 10 and 2, sweaty palms.
Thank God it's COVID and there's like half of the traffic now.
Yeah, I like traffic because that means you go slow. It's crazy. I'm tattooed, heavy beard, bald head. Who would think? Because I don't look like a motherfucker scared to drive. But anything, I look like I steal cars.
I know. It looks like you could undo all of it and
And
then
then
put
put
it
it
right
back
back together. But you're
It's
like,
like
actually, I really don't know or like to drive cars.
Actually, I prefer bicycles. Like the city bike was a great thing to have in the city, but
Did you
it
not
should
have
come
a
with
dad?
helmets.
What's going on?
My father passed away when I was 10.
All right. You didn't get anything
So what's
from
the
1
reason?
to 10?
What's the reason why you're a soft ass motherfucker? Serge. That's basically what you're coming to.
Is it your dad? Is that what's going on? I'm just kidding. I'm sorry.
It's because your dad died. Is that why? So you're pushing a
Is
Fiat.
that why you a pussy? How'd your dad pass?
Sergio, because your dad died, is that the reason why you're wearing jeans that are way too tight and your boots are way too big?
Did you actually get that from my closet? What's going on?
Yeah, I got mad camel toe. This shit right here. I got an innie. I felt like I did 20 burpees. You know how it goes in? Oh, you wouldn't know. You don't have that
Yes,
problem.
I do. We
What?
did camel toe. A guy took a picture of my camel toe on the subway once because I was like leaning back and I had just taught spin and I looked down and I was like, oh, whoops.
But you did like, oh, whoops.
I was tired.
Cover your fucking camel toe.
can't
Get a
help
camel
it.
toe cloth.
It's spandex.
Yeah.
It's, you know.
You caught him?
Yeah. I was like, I mean, that's my bad.
No, you said, we do that shit. You took the camera phone, you're like, hey,
Get
you
my
know
face
what?
in
Yeah,
it. Get my face in it. I look good today. Yeah.
Yeah, guys are into camel toe. If you got camel toe, they're gonna risk their embarrassment. I don't know what the fuck.
Yeah, I went on
I
a.
always find it weird when I see dudes doing that, taking pictures of women in the public. That's just like, that's foul.
There's like a hot crotch Instagram that has like millions and millions of followers, and it's just like, I just went
It's
on
both
a.
male and female or just women?
Just women.
Yeah, that's objectifying women. That's not good.
That's how I found it. I was on 90 Day Fiancé, the Stephanie, because she's from Michigan, and I'm obsessed with her.
Are you from Michigan?
I am from Michigan, and I think she's on drugs, because she's like always has one eye that's like half blinking. She's crazy. But somebody commented on hers, and then I opened it. I was like, who is this? It's a check mark. And then I looked at it and I was like, oh, it's the hot crotch. Hot crotch account.
Wait. So it was on her account? I'm confused.
Yeah, it was her account. Somebody comment, because I was like, why are all these comments positive on this? She's like 60 years old. She has her finger in her mouth and she goes, what should I do for Valentine's Day? Which any Michigan accent does not have a sexy accent. Like, you can't make it. Can you imagine? They're like, oh my gosh, your cock is so hard. They put it in my
you know
butt
what? That
tonight.
shit would turn me on. That shit would turn me the fuck on. Like, anything that's different, for real. Like, I'll be about that. I just bit my bottom lip. You said, I'm like that. Word. Needs to be some Michigan motherfucker.
You have a brown Fiat. We can't take your word for it.
Yo, let's do a poll. Who's moving around the city?
Who thinks he's a puss because of the
No. It's economical. And I'm a city dude.
What?
And it's economical and it's responsible for the city.
Tell me about your dad. How'd your dad die?
AIDS. This show is taking a dip. But wait, why is AIDS so like... I got camel so like a motherfucker. Why is AIDS... Why does AIDS do that? Like, if it would... Okay, check this out. If I
It wasn't AIDS that did it. It was the way you go. AIDS.
You know what's funny? We know it's as AIDS, but you know what the full name is?
What?
I don't either. It's something like audio deficiency. I don't know, like syndrome.
Autoimmune deficiency.
Yeah, immune deficiency. But what's the first one?
Is it auto?
Autoimmune deficiency.
We could, we have these computers in our hands. It's, let's see. What is that?
That's how far removed it is from me.
Okay, so he had AIDS and then he died.
Yeah. So he had AIDS when it was like in style.
Yeah, that's hot.
You know, when it was
it's
hot.
gonna come back around.
Yeah. Like, no. Seriously though, AIDS ain't shit right now.
Acquired immune deficiency.
Immune deficiency. I have most of it right, I think.
Yeah.
Let's edit that out. Acquired.
Okay. Was he with your mom at the time?
No. So my pops had so it was early on, late 80s, early 90s. And so if you got AIDS back then, you got sick and it was pretty much a wrap.
Yeah.
Now you can have it, you can play ball, you go surfing.
You've seen the commercials, everyone.
You know what I'm saying? Like people would rather have
you can
AIDS.
live.
Yeah, people would rather have AIDS than have like scabies.
Yeah, I mean, scabies would be interesting to get these days. You're like, were you on a pirate ship?
But you know what I'm saying? Like, it's one of those things like, yeah, I'll take chlamydia or AIDS. Like, you know what? AIDS is, it doesn't sound as painful.
Yeah, they have that whatever it is. I don't know what it is, but they have those commercials all the time on Bravo. And I'm like, how many people are getting AIDS that watch Bravo? A lot. This commercial comes on every time.
They know the demographic.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do.
So, yeah, he was locked up at the time too. So he was,
Is that how he got AIDS?
I'm not sure. So he was a Vietnam veteran. He was a street hustler, drinker, drug abuser. And so it could have been one of those. He slept with different women. He tried to get back with my mother around that time.
Oh my God.
My mother was like, no.
Scum.
Yeah. Well, he didn't know.
Oh, he didn't know he was sick. He knew.
No, you think he got AIDS? Like, yeah, let's get back together. No, I don't think he knew. And because he got sick and he didn't know. He was like, he got a cold in jail. And then it turned into, to the last cold, motherfucker.
Your mom.
Let me tell you how my life would have been different. If my mother would have got sick early 90s and wasn't able to get...
You have nowhere to shit before a show.
That's a callback, amateurs. That's fucking hilarious. Yeah, my whole life would have been different.
Yeah.
You think I would have been fucking telling people to do burpees
No.
at Tompkins Square Park? No, I would have been a dude on a stolen city bike circling around the trainers.
Yep.
Like, yo, I used to box. You know, you ever do an outside session?
Yes.
Why is it there's always some dude who pops around, peeks his head in the fucking
What
class?
do you do in that moment?
Well, I'll tell you what I do. When I'm dealing with strangers who look a little erratic and a little fucked up, I address them immediately.
Me too.
So, yeah, I say, what's up? What's going on? Firm,
Oh, I don't
assertive.
do that.
It's not very Fiat-ish.
More Tacoma-ish.
It's more
Lifted
Tacoma. Yeah, I look at them right there,
17-inch rims.
and I just, what's going on? Good morning, if it's the morning. And I address them. And then I leave, and that's it. Then I give them no attention. I had these 5 girls I'm training. We're doing boxing or whatever. And he's like checking them out. He's like smiling. Then he breaks out on the side. And this motherfucker's on a city bike, but I know he doesn't have an active bank account. You know that type of shit?
Yeah.
Like, he just pulled the city bike.
Yeah.
Which is, by the way, like the modern day, like, you know, pulling the turnstile back. He knows the hustle.
Yeah.
So he's going back and forth, looking at, yo, you should tell her to pivot a little less. So now he's like giving me a shot. So I ignore that shit because I'm not going to, you know, and he goes, oh, that one looks good. He's like critiquing. Leaves, comes back. Oh, you used to box? Yeah, box for years. He goes, oh, he leaves, comes back. Anyway, it almost felt like he was deciding whether or not he wanted to commit a crime. I felt that. So I always carry around with a little banger. A little banger, street talk. I got a little straight. So, listen, I could use my hands, but do I want to get in a scuffle, a competitive boxing event? I'll explain.
Okay, thanks.
In the middle of the street? No. If there's someone on a fucking city bike with a bunch of pockets and a corduroy jacket with 2 buttons that work, he might have something. So I carry a little baton. So a little cantoso, like, you know what that shit is? Ask your boyfriend about that shit. It's a little like, bang, like, hold that.
Cantoso.
Cantoso, like, right, bang, dang. You know, let's like back the fuck up. This is what's going on. I'm not gonna like, well, I'm gonna get my boxing stance and, you know, and box. No, this is street. I'm gonna give you a little gank on the kneecap, on the wrist, and then now you know you're dealing with that shit. And like, oh, and then he might retreat. Right, you know. And then on top of that, he might get laid out with a left hook or straight cross or whatever. Anyway, so I'm thinking about that. The girls look nervous, and I'm trying to, you know, they're tightening up. They're fucking up combos. They're like, I'm like, yo.
He's scary.
Well, he's just like making them uncomfortable.
Yeah.
You know, whether or not he's being scared, he's being fucking annoying.
Yeah.
Because he's definitely like way too close. And eventually he leaves, and we had a good enough session. It was fine.
Mm-hmm.
But when I leave, he goes, yo, they pay you for that? I'm like, yeah, I'm a trainer, and those are my clients. And he's like, yo, I used to box, man. I used to box. And he's like looking off into the sky. He got one leg holding up the bike. And he's like, yeah, I used to box. By the way, he has a water gun. It's the middle of the winter. He has a water gun. And the basket of his city bike. And he goes, yo, I used to box. He said, I could have made it, man. But my friend, a good friend of mine, was murdered like 22 years ago. And the following day.
Was he Puerto Rican?
Yeah, he's very Puerto Rican. He says, and the following day, I saw the guy who murdered him. So I murdered that guy. And I did 35 years in jail. But I would have made it. That's what he told me.
First of all, 22 years ago, you murdered someone and then you spent 35 years in jail. His math's a little off, but...
You know, I think he probably did commit some other crimes.
Oh, probably. Maybe he had some things in the house that happened. Yeah.
So he said that shit, he said that shit so casually that I was like, oh, this motherfucker is like that's a real killer. Like, it wasn't like he was trying to impress me with that shit.
Yeah.
He was more interested in impressing me with the fact that he boxed. And it just so happened,
So at that point where you're like, I have a Fiat.
I got a baton, I'll hit you with a baton. I have a whistle. No, seriously, that's what I was dealing with.
That could have been you.
That could have been me.
That could have been
if
you.
my mother would have slept with my father.
Yeah. Yep.
Why? Why do you think I would just automatically turn to the streets murdering people? I would have probably been more successful. Maybe I would have moved to the Bronx and I would have had a Bronx story.
This is your new character. The pussiest gang member ever. You guys, you didn't tell me about this meeting. I had to find parking. Good luck. Good thing I have a Fiat. Everyone. So I'm only a few minutes late. What did I miss? I brought donuts.
Why am I super feminine now? How the fuck? And they're organic. No peanuts.
Because I know about you, Julio.
But I say Julio. I know about you, Julio. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So when you work outside, like I like the fact that I get to work with my own people. Keep 100% is nice. We're having a good time because people are still scared to go to gyms. That's why virtuals are like dope. And if you have a outside setting when the weather's permitting, that's dope. Because now there's a good percentage who have dropped off wanting to go do inside stuff. And I'll do inside stuff carefully, but a lot of people don't want to do it.
Yeah, a lot of people don't want to do it.
Yep.
We do inside stuff at Encore, but we can only have 3 trainers working at one time.
Yeah, and that's decent.
Yeah, and there's bubbles around us. It's really
it's a whole thing, and like you're wearing the mask. And let me tell you, if you're doing a workout like I do, you don't want to wear the mask because it's pretty intense. No, but I get it, man. But I don't mind the mask. Do you mind
throwing of the baton? No, I don't mind the mask.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. By the way, my weapon of choice is not a baton that police officers carry. It's a baton that middle
Snaps
school
out?
kids. Yeah, no, like kids used to throw up when they do it.
Oh my God, I was one of
at the
those.
assemblies.
I was one of those.
What are those? What kind of a baton?
Well, they called us flaggots, but
I think you added an L.
they were flags, and so they called us flaggots.
Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah,
All
I was
right.
like, I don't think that's PC. But I'm 4 foot, so I'm not gonna say anything. It was crazy. Okay, so how do you feel like you were affected by your dad? Because most people, if they have incarcerated parents, 80% have incarcerated children. Did your sister do time?
No.
Okay.
I think what I've gathered. Okay, so growing up, the Lower East Side was rough, but it's like so like hacky. It's like, I grew up in a rough neighborhood, but I did, and I didn't realize till recently how off-putting that is to a lot of people because I thought it was natural. I seen people killed, I seen drugs being dealt in abundance, and it was just part of
What's
life.
that park over there? It's like in Alphabet City. It's like right on the edge of Alphabet City in Lower East Side.
Is that East River Park?
Maybe.
FDR.
Anyway,
so I seen all that shit. So a good portion of my childhood was definitely trying. A good amount of energy was put into trying to like survive, and so it would with the things that I felt comfortable doing. Like I enjoyed making people laugh, and shit like that. So those are my defense mechanisms, and that's the reason why I probably do stand up now. But that's why I got into boxing because that shit made me feel empowered.
Yeah.
So it definitely gave a push, some momentum for both things that I enjoy doing in my life and I do it to make money. So there were positive things that but I did use drugs for years. And that's because I may have saw my father serving cocaine at the age of 5.
My God.
Yeah. And the thing is, I was young when he was doing that. So he should take me to cockfights. And they were all high and shit. So when you're around that, and I'm not talking about 2 guys with their genitals out. I'm talking about like roosters fighting. They used to fight. So I love that shit. And which I don't condone. That's just dirtbag. I mean, I may go to one if it's legal in Puerto Rico or Florida. But I wouldn't like start one in New York. So I remember I caught him serving cocaine to one of his friends in the kitchen. And I don't know where the fuck I learned it. You know how like sometimes you think you remember everything?
Mm-hmm.
But there's definitely a part of the shit missing. Because the following morning, I was watching the movie Howard the Duck. Remember the Howard the Duck? So I was singing the song, Howard the Duck. And I run into the kitchen and he's holding a key to his friend's nose with a big mountain of coke. And he goes, go, go, go. And I stopped in my tracks and I went back to the living room. The next day, I go into the kitchen and I wipe the kitchen counter with my index finger and I put it against my teeth. Now, I don't ever remember seeing that, but I definitely saw it because why would I know to do that?
Yeah.
And I was like 6, 7 years old.
Freak out?
I never told my mother that.
Oh my God.
She's going to hear it on this podcast. Happy birthday, Mom. She's turning 70 tomorrow.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so there's parts of my life there's parts of all our history that you put together, like, where the fuck did that come from? Or why do I act this way? And, you don't know how, you try to piece it together, but you don't know the reason why certain things. But I was always interested in cocaine as a drug. Like, I was always curious about it from a very young age. And when I got into it, it was a problem. I was always functional. Like, I always had a job. I never, like, oh, here's my asshole for coke. And I never did any wild shit like that, but it was definitely a problem that was becoming unmanageable before I got my shit together.
two things. There's a comic who had a drug dealer boyfriend, and I went to stay with them one night, and
He or she? Oh, it was a girl
female
comic. Okay.
male drug dealer, and he had his bowl of cocaine that he was splitting, and he hadn't done it yet. And it was, first of all, it was sitting in front of the air conditioner, and I walked in and I go, oh, is this part of the ambiance? I was like, you just free cocaine air.
There's nothing better than free coke.
Well,
Like,
I'm a chick.
Yeah. Oh,
Of
so
course we get free coke.
it's like what do you mean? That's all I know. Like you
I don't think I've ever paid for
you
it.
fucking I hate you.
I know. It gets expensive. I see that. I
I'm
see
sorry,
the
I've heard.
deal.
Like, I like the way you like.
I'm like, they
Yeah,
just
yeah,
like, do
yeah.
like a-
You brush your thumbnail. Like I hear it gets very pricey. Fuck. Meanwhile, spending MetroCard money on a bag of coke.
I think I bought my first drugs.
You ever know how to
paid
say like
for
I bought my first drug.
Well, I used to microdose Molly while I worked at a bar because we couldn't drink, so we would each they would come in and take care of us.
Microdose. That sounds so cute. You were doing
It was
drugs.
adorable. And we would
Don't
just be
try-
sitting there
don't-
dancing the whole time. My boss would be like, "Can you stop clanging the mixers on the bar?" We're like, "Oh yes, sure."
So you just take a little bit at a time to
Yeah.
You don't want to be full blown
You don't
mollied
want to be
out.
fucked up, but you don't want to kill every patron for being too drunk and you're
Yeah.
stone sober. So you're trying to, and plus we were in nothing. We had to wear underwear and bra to work. The men wear suits. The women wore bra and underwear. And I was like,
and you're rolling.
just roll. This was the best. Rolling in cash, rolling literally.
Yeah.
It was so fun.
So fun.
I loved it. I'm so
Do you
friends
ever-
with all of those.
Do you ever
all
feel
those
like that?
girls.
Like when you're working with a client who's not easy, you're like, damn, I wish I was in a fucking scantily dressed outfit in a bar rolling.
Yeah, fuck this life.
Right when they're doing a push him off their knees, like, I don't wanna. And you're like, oh, I wish I was rolling right now with Samantha.
I know, because sometimes I'll do trigger point stuff. I only have a couple of non-female clients, and they'll call it it just feels creepy. They're like, will you massage me? And I'm like, no, I don't massage you. I dig into your fascia. That's it.
Yeah,
Like the knotted up fascia. And I
I
don't.
know. You can't tell somebody. Oh, I know a few stretchers because they get used to that shit.
Yeah.
This is dirtbag, but remember, we're sharing, we're revealing, we're doing. It's a lot. We're not. Training doesn't define us, but understand. This is me speaking. This is not necessarily how Mara feels.
Yes.
But I had a client one time, and he was tough. He was a little rough, and he'd be like, "Yeah, can you stretch me?" And he would lay down, and he would talk like that, very moist. And then I was stretching, and he'd go, "Oh yeah."
Oh.
And he was he was thick, and I was and sweaty,
Oh.
and the shorts were always too short. It was like the gym shorts. Like at the gym, they will provide, and I just, the ankle socks are too thin, and he'd be like, "Oh yeah," and everything was just wet and moist and soft and too much. And it was those last 5 minutes were that last 5 minutes were like watching the Titanic on mute.
Yeah. It's the worst, and I always want to shower right afterwards. I don't like to touch people. I don't like people touching me. I don't like to touch people. Unless we're dating, then I'm all over you.
Right.
It's really weird. Yeah. Then I'm like,
Right. So COVID has been good for you.
COVID's been great for me.
Yeah, I think COVID's been good for a lot of trainers.
Yeah.
Yeah, good trainers. You can't be a dirtbag trainer trying to get down.
If you're a bad trainer, you got washed out.
Well, yeah, because you got to fucking figure it out quick, fast.
Yep.
You can't be at Planet Fitness talking about leg extensions.
Yeah, gotta get creative there, bucko.
Right.
Yep.
You ever seen those motherfuckers just mail it in? Leg extensions.
I did a class for 28 people, and then I did for the employees for 200 people, and I had no equipment. I had to do 2 hours, no
Yeah.
equipment.
I do a lot of shit like that.
Yeah.
You
I
gotta
was
be careful. And people want to have fun.
Yeah.
It's like, don't fucking be, this drill sergeant, boring ass textbook shit. Be fun.
Be fun. Sometimes I do get a little drill sergeant.
No,
but
but it's gotta be a mix of both. It can't just be this one.
Yeah.
Say it to the speed a little bit.
I told a story because my neighbor, I told a story to my client, and then he fell over laughing, and I was like, okay, my timing was off on that one. I should have waited till you were done with your set, but because my neighbor, I live in the Poconos most of the time, most of the week, and then I come into the city 3 days a week. So
Yeah.
4 days there, 3 days here. And
Which, by the way, the Poconos is not fancy. That shit is ghetto, people. Don't think, oh my God, Mary's really doing well. She lives in Pennsylvania. No, the Poconos, there's a lot of people from the Bronx who moved out there because rent is cheap.
first of all, rent is not cheap anymore because I did it during Corona. There were like 340 applicants on my house. And I got it.
Ooh,
Oh,
'cause she had that money up front. She had that bar money, that Molly money stashed under the bed.
I was like, I'll pay it all up front.
Good for you, man. So you bought something during COVID?
I didn't buy. No, I rented.
Oh,
I was supposed to buy, and then I lost my house because the banks shut down and froze, and then they extended over my closing date, and then the owners were like, well, we can jack up the price now, so they pulled it. And they got to keep my down payment, too.
This is more depressing than my dad dying of
I
AIDS.
know. Oh, let's go back to AIDS. Pep it up a little bit.
Let's go back to my father selling cocaine to roosters.
Yeah. So I rented the place. I love it, but we got 6 feet of snow. And in like 3 days.
Yeah, you bring your clients up there. This is your workout for today.
I do 2 hours every day, and I'm like, I'm dying. But my neighbor has a bunch of kids because, Puerto Rican. And
There's a lot of Puerto Ricans out there, right?
So many. I love them. I love them so much.
I've heard.
So he's got all 6 of his kids shoveling, and then I go over. His cousin comes over to like bring the quad over and help me, and so I'm chatting with he's like, you never met my wife. And I go, I know. She just stares at me while I'm like axing wood. And I'm sure she's very confused. And he goes, come over. She wants to talk to you. So the first thing that she says to me is that she had a miscarriage when they first got together. You gotta love
an opening like that.
I know. She's like, yeah, I had a miscarriage. And it was like after a few weeks. And I thought I was pregnant, but I wasn't sure. And then you just saw like this big clump of tissue in the toilet. And I go, oh, I think that was the kid that was supposed to shovel my driveway.
DBS, that's dirtbag shit.
And then she didn't even skip a beat. She just went, ha, and then just kept talking. And in my head, I was like,
you said that shit?
Yes. And in my head, I was
that's
like,
hilarious.
This is going to go real bad as it's coming out.
That's so funny.
I
love it.
Oh, shit.
You added some spice to the Poconos.
Oh, my God.
Spicy.
My other neighbor, they got a dog, and they lost the dog the first 3 days. It ran away, and he's outside, no shoes on, no hat. It's freezing, and we're like, "What's happening?" He goes, "Oh, my dog ran away. I just saw her go that way." And we're like, "So run after her. Like,
right.
You have to go immediately. It's a puppy." And and he's like, "Yeah." And then he leans in the car, and he's like, "Dave, Dave." Like, I'm driving, and he's leaning over me to talk to the boyfriend. And he's like, "Dave, Dave. Yeah, we got this dog because before we were gonna go half on a baby." And Dave. And I put my head back and start laughing.
You know some of that Puerto Rican too?
No.
Okay.
And
you can say black. Yo, you can say black, all right, motherfucker? You're not going to just put Puerto Ricans under the bus.
I'm just entitled and privileged, and I just want to make sure everyone knows that I am accountable to that.
She went. Yo, they're black and they don't give a fuck about the puppy, all right? And that's final. It's just an individual story, had nothing to do with,
So he keeps talking, and Dave says, he leans in and he goes, "I'm sorry, can you explain to me what half on a baby means?" And I can't stop laughing. He keeps talking, and I go, "Go find the dog." And then Dave took him around and found the dog.
That's hilarious.
It is. I have more fun in my neighborhood than
I mean, and that's the thing. People stop searching for interesting, movies. It's all around you. People are fucking hilarious. The other day, I'm walking my dog, and this guy goes, your dog bites? He just yells at me. And he has a German Shepherd, a beautiful German Shepherd. You know where he got the German Shepherd from? The Poconos.
My neighbor has a German Shepherd.
Does he breed them?
I don't know.
So this guy comes up to me, and this guy, he's off. He's like, you can tell he's using and shit. And he's a young guy with his girlfriend. His girlfriend, she got the bloatedness, but she's nice. She's like, but she looks real bloated. She has like a
cocaine bloat.
I don't know. I think she's just like a poor McDonald's KFC diet bloat. You know, like she had like a frog body. Skinny legs, big upper body. She's like a frog. I bet your girl could swim her ass off.
For anyone that listens to muscle.spasms, it's called metabolic syndrome. But anyway, continue.
That's what it's called?
Yeah.
I call it frog.
I call weird asses Midwestern mom butt. You know the ones that go down like this and have that weird...
It's like a V.
It's got... Yeah, but it's like a V, but then it has like a little mini butt down at the bottom.
Yeah, like a camel toe on the back. So he goes, yo, your dog bite? And he has this beautiful, majestic German Shepherd.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. And he's smoking a blunt. It's like he's trying to light it. He's like, damn, this fucking lighter. And he goes, yo, man, they're mad expensive, right? And I'm like, yeah, but it's worth it, man. I got to tell you, during COVID, man, my dog has been giving me such fulfillment, and
You try to get deep with this guy?
Yeah, because I love my dog, like, I love her like she's part of the family.
Yeah,
like, Curry,
me too.
my pet, you know how it is.
Yes.
You know. And he's like, yo, they're expensive. He said, but so I live in the projects now. I got in the Poconos. Now she's in the projects with me. I'm like, that sounds like a great life.
God,
That's what he tells me. And it's like one thing after another. Like, he's so high, he doesn't even realize what he's saying. And he's like, yo, so she was in a farm, running around, la, la, la. And now she lives in the projects with me. And I'm like, oh, that's great. That's awesome. And he goes, yeah. He goes, yo, but it's expensive, man. Yo, $40 for dog food. The other day, I had to spend my last $40 on dog food. He said, but I love her, so I'll do it. I was like, you feed your dog. Yeah, it's part of being. And he goes, but yo, let me tell you, if she gets sick, bye-bye.
Oh, my God.
That's what he said.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow.
Yeah.
And he kept on saying shit like, but I love my dog and I'll do anything for her. Like, going back and forth. Like, none of it made sense. But at the end of the day, it was fucking hilarious.
Yeah, I'm always amused. But sometimes I do have to, like, as soon as I see him go out to warm up the car, I duck in my house and, like, army crawl to a place where he cannot see me. Otherwise, he's like, yo, Mara. I'm
Yo,
like,
Mara.
and I just want to yell, it's Mara, and I'm not here.
Do I call you Mara? I call you Mara too.
Yeah, you're very New York. New Yorkers call me Mara.
I have a feeling you told the story just to get the
I really
correct
didn't.
pronunciation of your name.
No, I didn't. I was like, ugh, I just hate how he calls me scream. He's like, yo, and then he just starts doing the through the window thing. You're like, I'm not here.
You're like this.
I know. They come over all the time.
Yeah, they got comfy. Neighbors got comfortable.
Yeah, they bring me food. I'm like, thank you. I don't eat meat, but thank you. I appreciate it. And they're like, well, your
This is
husband.
hog mall.
They go, here, your husband eats meat. I'm like, can you stop feeding him? Like, he's not here. And also, it's weird. Like, bring a vegetable. It's getting awkward. Like, do you want to fuck him? Is that what you want?
So you live with your boyfriend?
He stays with me for a little while at a time.
Okay.
And then he goes back home.
How does that work with his probation and everything? Yo, dirtbag shit.
It's been tough.
It's challenging to say the least.
That's why we wear long sleeves to cover up, so he can cover up his ankle. No, he doesn't. He travels here from some place that he lives.
Okay.
He's gonna be home.
You're talking like I drive. I love Mara. I don't like Mara. I like Mara.
Sergio.
Now you're gonna have me think. I'm gonna slow down every time
we
I say
gotta
it.
finish this.
Okay,
we're
let's wrap it
over.
up.
Well, 11 minutes. Oh my God.
Time flies when you're having fun.
I know. Well, we got another hour.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, I don't know which one's gonna come out first, but make sure to follow your podcast, which is
the DBS cock. The DBS podcast, not cockpad. The DBS podcast, and DBS is for dogs, boxing, snakes.
it's for dirtbag shit.
No longer. I'm going through a change too because dirtbag shit. I can use
I like
it. I have to. So the acronym serves many different purposes. But dirtbag shit, I'm not gonna get any sponsors. And also, if I'm talking to anyone above the age of 48, they're gonna be like, interesting name for a show. So I just do dogs, boxing, snakes.
I like it. Okay, good. And please follow Happy Never After Podcast on Instagram before we change our name. Someone write me in, tell me what this name should be. I keep coming up with things, sending it to Marshall, and he's like, hate it. I'm like, okay, no help here.
Yeah, I don't got one for you, but I need a minute. So I'll get back to you on that. I got email. I'll send you an email. I got an email. I'll make you up my email. Sergio Lower East Side for you to envy at AOL.com.
That's my new AOL screen name. Yeah, follow Sergio Chicon on Instagram, on everything. And then also follow me directly at Mara Merrick. Love you guys.
Love you.